We are The Source, WOCA, News, Talk, Sports, and more.
All right, 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Last two weeks ago or so, we had a young man in here, and he was actually in here to talk about an online dating service that he was using, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. And he was very positive guy, had the cowboy hat, remember?
Yeah, he was cool.
And I said, so what do you do? What's your job? He says, well, I'm retired. And I said, you're retired? How did you retire? Well, anyway, long story short, I guess he was smart with his money.
Yeah, he must have been, early 40s or something?
He was young, yeah.
Very young.
Well, from my eyes, he was young.
Yeah.
Anyway, so a lot of us probably wished we could have retired at 40.
Yeah.
Although I think he probably would go back to work doing something. I heard Clark Howard said that one time, that he retired early and then got back into to the saddle. Anyway, if you can retire early, good for you. And I don't know what you would consider early, or maybe you love your job like we do.
Mm-hmm. We do. We love this job.
I don't know how to think about if I was telling the truth or not, but I was. We have on the phone somebody who can help us with retirement. It is something. I've thought about it. I thought about what would I do, you know? I'll probably take trains everywhere. I was going to get on a train. Aron Levine has been with us before. He's the head of Merrill Edge at Bank of America. He's going to talk to us about the highlights of the latest Merrill Edge report on the perspectives of millennials on their later years and how to get there. And let's find out how they're going to retire. Aron Levine, good morning, sir. How are you?
Great, Larry. How are you? Hi, Robin. Good morning.
Good morning.
Where are you calling from?
I'm actually in my office in Atlanta this morning.
Really? Do you know many people who have retired at 40 or so? Have you known a lot of people like that?
I don't know. I wish I was one of those people like that, but I'm not either, like you guys.
But, come on, you love your job, don't you?
No, I do love my job, and it's actually nice to see people though who can retire. And I think the key is retirement's being defined differently, and that's the interesting part of our study. And kind of to your point, when if you're early 40s, it's not so much retirement. Play golf for 40 years. It's actually starting something new, and I think that's what we're seeing more and more.
Yeah. I think that would be my way of looking at it too. If I worked a job where age really made a difference, I don't think it does. You could be a 99-year-old radio guy. Right? I don't think it matters. But I mean, if I was a baseball player or something and I was forced out of it, I would find something else for sure.
Yeah. Look, I mean, what we found in our survey, 53% of millennials said they view retirement as truly a start of something new. So an opportunity to pursue a passion, potentially go back and get more education, start a new business. So it's a whole different view of retirement, and it's really much more about maybe changing what you're doing today instead of the sort of corporate 9 to 5, finding something that you rather do and you're more passionate about, and that's how you'll end sort of quote unquote spend retirement.
But am I right in assuming that in order to get where you need to get, you have to start early, like the first day on your job when you're 20, whatever, start thinking about being 40 and retiring?
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, the whole plan on retirement is it's about starting early and often, right? And so it's how can you save consistently over a long period of time and really take advantage of any opportunity. So certainly for your younger listeners, participating in their company's 401k plan is an absolute critical way to sort of save for retirement. A lot of companies will do some matching, and so you get the benefit of that. And the other key one is just automate savings. People need to really, sort of force themselves sometimes to doing it. And the best way to do that is just make an automatic contribution every month, so it takes it right out of your paycheck and puts it into an account.
That is a smart way of doing it, yeah.
Well, will there ever be a time when, because of all the hoopla going on in the U.S. government about the money for Social Security, will there ever be a time when people will be totally disciplined to just, take the money that they're earning and put a percentage away in some retirement account and just kind of like not depend on the Social Security income anymore?
Well, you can sort of dare to dream, right? You hope that people are getting more and more disciplined. I guess we're seeing that the millennials, that younger generation, is certainly very aware of the issues and absolutely want to retire. I think the challenge to that is there's so many competing priorities. And so if you're, a young professional and you're trying to save for a home, well, we certainly have this a serious student debt challenge in this country, right, where people are trying to pay off their debt. So then of course, maybe you're kind of the Gen X, and you have that sandwich generation issue where you're helping elderly parents and sort of supporting maybe the education of your kids. So I think there's one part of it is the discipline, and that's critical. But I think at the same time, there is a challenge around all the different priorities someone has and their ability to save and how they can put themselves a plan. And I think that becomes the real key, is how do you have a plan to really meet all the different priorities that you have at any given time in your life.
Does the report show that the millennials have a different attitude toward credit than maybe like our generation? We kind of were dumb when it came to credit.
Or the baby boomers.
Yeah, we were dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think generally the millennials, and it's not just this study, but others are a little more risk averse. I think they're a little more nervous about investing in general. They absolutely want to avoid debt and therefore pay it down quickly. So they're not. But it's like every generation, again, they want to spend and they want to have a certain lifestyle. So that doesn't change. Mm-hmm. But I do think that the challenge for them is their sort of desire to pay down debt first, which is sort of causing them to not necessarily be able to save as much for things like longer term retirement planning. Is
having a title really important to people because they've got all of these different titles for the generations? Like right now we're talking about millennials. Does that give them some kind of incentive to start saving because they say, ooh, I am a millennial?
I don't know if the title itself. I think it just there's so much information and reporting. I mean, you guys do a great job on your show, and you think about just through the internet how much how many different news studies are listed as millennials. So I think that generation gets a lot of information related to them, and I think there is therefore a kind of a peer-to-peer community in which they start to talk about these issues much more than we probably did as when we were in our 20s. And so I think that's the benefit, I suppose, of the title, and that it creates a place for people to go and say, what I know I'm dealing with this issue. How are my peers dealing with it? And I think that generation is much more accustomed to sort of sharing information and sort of creating a community around things that are challenging, so they can try to get some help.
Does the report have? Is it accessible to us? Can we read it, and will it give us information so that we could apply that to our own savings habits?
Yeah, absolutely, Larry. It can be found at merrilledge.com. You go /report, or just go to merrilledge.com, and you'll be able to get access to the report, as well as a tremendous amount of information about saving for retirement and creating a plan and really helping start to think about the actions that you can take. But the report, again, is at Merrill Edge.
And do you think, like if you were to look ahead 10 years, will the information in today's report change over the next 10 years?
Well, again, I think we've seen it. We've been doing this report for a number of years, and we've been seeing kind of this interesting shift around, people's fears about retirement becoming increasingly clear, and so therefore that fear turning into somewhat of guilt, and now starting to see, our actions going to be taken. And I think over the next 10 years, again, we're going to see this redefining of retirement, where it's about not, sort of thinking about a one big lump sum I need so that I can stop doing everything that I've been doing, but instead it's now a long-term thought process of how I might want to spend the 20-30 years of my second career. And I think people are living longer, and that drives a lot of change in behavior.
Sometimes people feel a little embarrassed about investing because they feel they need a lot of money to start, but that's not true, is it?
Absolutely not true, and I think that's right. It is a fear, but you can start with really almost any amount of money at this point, because just putting small bits away works, and that's why whether it's Merrill Edge or sites like it, that really allows people to A, educate themselves, and then B, we have thousands of advisors sitting in financial centers in Florida and around the rest of the country, so people can walk in and sit down and get advice that they need, and then not have a lot of money to start doing it.
Good information, and I guess the only last thing I want to ask you about is, are pensions still in our vocabulary? I don't hear people talk about pensions as much anymore.
I mean, they're certainly in the vocabulary for certain parts of the workforce. Certainly teachers and police officers, and there's obviously a lot of pensions still there. But more and more, the broader kind of workforce, it is about 401k plans and other sort of personal savings vehicles. So, pensions still play a role, but increasingly people have to really think about using their 401k as their best source of retirement funding.
Aron, thank you for being on there. Good to hear from you again, and I always love having you on the air. Thank you for being with us today.
I appreciate it as always. Hopefully we'll talk to you again soon, Larry. Thanks.
The website again, merrilledge.com. We'll take a little break, and we will be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, partly sunny. A very nice day, high 82 to 86. Clear to partly cloudy Tuesday night with a low in the mid-60s over the interior, upper 60s at the beaches. For Wednesday, partly sunny and pleasant, the high 83 at the coast, 88 inland. And on Thursday, partly sunny. Watch out for a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon, the high 83 on the coast, well up into the 80s over the interior. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
April showers bring May flowers, but May is easily the most special month for Palm Garden of Ocala. Nurses Week is May 2 to 6, and we have award-winning nurses and CNAs taking care of our precious residents. National Nursing Home Week begins on Mother's Day and is filled with special events. May is the perfect month to come visit before our services are needed. Palm Garden Rehab is located on the corner of 27th Avenue and 34th Street.
At Ameris Bank, we understand that there is no purchase more exciting than the purchase of a new home. We are dedicated to helping you find the mortgage that meets your needs and giving you the personal attention you deserve. Our mortgage options offer a variety of benefits, including up to 100% financing, down payment assistance, and expansive credit qualifications, all with the competitive rates and exceptional service. Call Ameris Bank today or visit amerisbank.com to learn more. We look forward to serving you.
Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender and member of FDIC, a loan subject to credit approval.
Yeah, I'm that drip coming down from the corner of the room. But where did I come from? I'll never tell.
Bone Dry Roofing can and will fix it right the first time using quality materials and will deal honestly and fairly with you, period. You can find Bone Dry Roofing on their website, bonedryroofingllc.com, and Facebook at Bone Dry Roofing LLC. Do it right before your roof needs a tarp to keep the elements out. Bone Dry Roofing stands behind their work to help make your home safe and secure, plus they have financing available. Remember, if you're not bone dry, then you're all wet.
Hi, I'm Big Daddy Don Garlitz, asking you to support adoption by purchasing a Choose Life license plate from your county tag office. You know it costs a lot to give a child life. Many times a woman is forced to make a bad choice because of financial pressures. Help save the lives of the unborn children by aiding women whom choose life instead of abortion. Take a stand for life. Purchase your Choose Life license plate today. For more information, go to chooselife.org or call 352-624-2854.
WWOCA,
Be sure to tune in to Ocala's longest-running morning radio talk show.
AM Ocala Live from 7 a.m. till noon, weekdays.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
All right, 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Let's look at some of these news items. Let's see. The first one I want to read to you is Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton may be ready to move on to the general election campaign, but Bernie Sanders is looking for another primary win in the race for the Democratic presidential nomination. Clinton and Sanders will battle in West Virginia today, where some voters have voiced concern about Clinton's coal comments. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was not a good state to make those comments.
No, no.
Yeah. No. The few polls taken in the state showed Sanders with a small lead, but Clinton will retain her nearly insurmountable delegate lead no matter what happens. Meanwhile, there's very little drama on the Republican side as Trump remains the only candidate standing in West Virginia and a Republican primary in Nebraska. So,
gosh.
Today, NASA will announce the latest findings from its planet hunting. They've been using the Kepler Space Telescope to hunt for planets. Since NASA launched Kepler in 2009, the spacecraft has discovered nearly 5,000 potential planets orbiting nearby stars. Last July, NASA announced the discovery of Kepler 452b, believed to be the most Earth-like planet yet.
Oh, you had that story.
I think we did.
Yeah,
but
you had that story.
But in April, Kepler caused consternation. It's a word I don't usually use.
No.
At NASA when it unexpectedly slipped into emergency mode. Engineers eventually were able to nurse Kepler back to a stable condition.
Wow.
Yes. It's bad enough when your equipment goes bad and you have to drive to the to the to our tower site.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Can you imagine having to go up into outer space to fix your...
And we had actually interviewed the fellow that was responsible for fixing the telescopes.
Yeah.
And everything. And they created the lenses and all of that cool stuff. So this is pretty neat.
They want to put a deli on the space station, by the way.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Is it Subway? Could you imagine the franchise up there? They'll invent a whole new sandwich for people to come flocking down here on Earth.
I wonder.
Wouldn't that be
I wonder if they get them sent to them. I wonder if they say, "Can you send me a pizza?"
Yeah, exactly. They got to have some kind of microwave in there, right?
I was watching this video. These guys on a train. I was telling you about this video. It was these young men had a what do you call it? A bachelor party on Amtrak. Mm-hmm. There was no stripping girls. It was just a bunch of guys, and they were on a train, and they would order pizza from 4 stops ahead. They would call the pizza place. They would say, "We're on the train. We're going to be at the train station at about 4 o'clock or whatever. Can you meet us on the train platform with a pizza?" So the first platform they get there, the pizza guy didn't get there yet. They have to get back on the train, and they called up the pizza place. "Sorry, you didn't get here in time. Sorry."
Well, guaranteed delivery. It's the pizza place's fault.
They finally had one who delivered them a pizza. I thought that's the silliest thing.
We got to try that.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah, we should try that.
We'll have our stops and everything.
All right. Filipinos were waiting the official results of the presidential elections, or are waiting for them today, after tough-talking political maverick Rodrigo Duterte, is that how you say his name, declared victory last night.
Have to ask Byrne. She must know him.
Duterte is 71 years old. He's the mayor of the southern city of Davao, maybe, who has drawn comparisons to Trump. He promised his people that he will do my very best, not just in my waking hours, but even in my sleep. Oh, yeah, that sounds like Trump. His main rivals, Manuel Roxas and Grace Poe, have conceded defeat. So there you go.
Gosh, I bet Byrne knows him or knows of him or something.
Oh, yeah, she probably does. She's she has a lot of family still back there.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to ask her.
The Connecticut women's basketball team will be paying a visit to an old friend today, President Obama.
Oh.
The Huskies will be hosted at the White House to celebrate the team's record 4th consecutive NCAA championship win last month. It's Connecticut's 6th appearance in the 8 years of the Obama administration and the 11th overall for Gino Orlema. I'm sure I said that wrong. The coach may want to savor the moment a little more than usual, with seniors Brianna Stewart, Mariah Jefferson, and Morgan Tuck departing. A trip back to see the new president next year is no guarantee.
No, year by year. That's the way teams work. No projections.
The legal effects of Prince's sudden death last month, the singer Prince, have landed in Minnesota's state capitol as legislative committees are planning hearings today on a bill to clarify the rights of artists to control the commercial use of their names, likenesses, and images, and extend those protections to an artist's heirs.
Oh, so they'll probably reopen the Robin Williams case then to see if he can actually do what he did.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
The legislation is promoted by the law firm that represents Beamer Trust, the special administrator of Prince's estate, appointed by the probate court judge overseeing it.
Isn't that something? He had nobody to leave his gazillions to.
Here in Marion County, there was a circumstance out in the Hog Valley area.
Yes.
Am I right about this?
Hog Valley. We've been through there.
A lady deputy responded to a call. She went up to the car. The guy in the car, named Joseph Napoli, 59 years old, had a pistol, pulled it out. She shot her pistol, but he also shot his.
Oh.
He's dead. She's okay.
Thank God.
And it's not clear whether he died from his own gunshot or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That happened in... I'll give you the address, 15990 Northeast 160th Avenue Road, or near that address, in Hog Valley. There you go.
Oh my God! Wow. Oh, it's so scary.
So prayers to everybody associated with that.
Oh my God.
Let's see. In Orlando, the Orlando City Council voted yesterday to approve a marijuana decriminalization ordinance. The City Council passed the measure 4-3 on the first reading last month, and yesterday the measure passed final approval again by a vote of 4-3. What it means is, let's see, it makes possession of 20 grams or less of marijuana a code violation. Police officers would have the discretion to issue a citation rather than make an arrest. A first offense would be punishable with a $100 fine. A second offense, a $200 fine. A third offense would result in mandatory court appearances. It's a smart move, really.
It is a smart move.
I know people disagree with that.
It's a smart
They
move.
say it's a drug that gets you into the other drugs.
Yeah, well, so does alcohol. Alcohol gets you in gambling and all this other stuff.
But I mean, you see people who are, I'm not a smoker of anything anymore. I used to like the cigar here and there. But can you imagine if cigars were illegal and I was arrested for, people who are smoking marijuana aren't necessarily a menace to society.
No, they kind of do it, by themselves in a party, in a group. I mean, gosh, you're not abusing people. You're not, gambling and losing all your money and everything.
There's a story here. I don't have it in front of me, I don't think. There was a little girl. Do I have this printed up? I don't have it printed up. Can I just tell you this one? There was a little girl. Oh, wait. I think I have it. I think I have it in News Bites.
Okay.
So we'll do this one later again, too.
Okay.
But there was a little girl, and she was on a carnival ride. It was, it was so scary.
Here in Florida?
No, here it is. It was in Nebraska.
Okay.
An 11-year-old Nebraska girl was seriously injured at a Cinco de Mayo festival when her hair got stuck in a carnival ride, and it pulled off her scalp.
Oh, my God.
Everything from her eyes upward was pulled off. Everything.
Oh, her eyes, too.
Her eyes weren't pulled out. But the skin down to her eyes.
Oh my God.
The little girl's name was Elizabeth Gilreath. They call her Lulu. She slid off a carnival ride seat. Her long red hair got caught in the still spinning mechanism. The force yanked her entire scalp off. It went on for 5 to 10 minutes, everybody told me, while it ripped and pulled her daughter around. They don't even know if the muscles will work again. After surgery, they showed a picture of her with the scalp reattached, but it clearly was bruised, and she clearly had no hair.
Oh, my God.
But the skin, everything was pulled off, Robin.
Oh, my God.
Such a scary thing. Oh, gosh. And anyway, surgical doctors played a big role. They saved my daughter's life. I cannot thank them enough, said the mother, Virginia Cooksey. There was one part where the father says... the father said they don't know if her muscles will work and my daughter will be able to see again.
Oh, God.
So, you could see the scar, the sutures went right across her eyes.
Oh, my God.
Not her literal, her eyelids.
And that's why when in factories and stuff, everybody, says to people that wear long hair, you got to pull it up, put it under stuff. Yeah. But who would think on a carnival ride, it must have been like maybe an older ride where the gears are right there by wherever she was sitting. And,
I don't know.
And then when it flung her around, the hair, of course, flings. And oh, my God. Thank God she's still alive.
I tell stories like that, not to make you sad, not to make you, obviously prayers are always important. But I always tell stories like that to say, you know what? Next time you go to a carnival ride, make sure that your children with long hair have it up in a hat, have it up in a bun.
Exactly.
Have it all tight against it. Even adults, you've got long hair.
Yeah.
God forbid.
And not ponytails. I mean, even when I'm here on the copy machine and I gotta do something, I pull my hair back and up because I just don't trust anything.
The last story I'll squeeze in. Former Republican presidential candidate Ben Carson did not buy Attorney General Loretta Lynch's comparison of North Carolina's bathroom law to the Jim Crow laws of the pre-civil rights era. Carson said on the show called Your World with Neil Cavuto, that's what they always say. Everything is like Jim Crow. Everything is like racism and segregation and slavery. What a bunch of crap. That's Ben Carson's
Good
words.
for him.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. Galen Unold up next. Going to talk about lipids. Lipids. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, the Village.